Alright, let's just throw a little something in here about how the pullers work. This one here, years ago, I modified it. When it was originally provided, it had kind of a coarse thread bolt. I'm trying to get as good a lighting as I can here so you can see. We got good sunlight. But you can see this is a giant, it's probably about a 3/4 inch grade 8 standard bolt you can get at most hardware stores, and a big grade 8 fine thread washer. The finer the thread here, when you put your impact gun to it, the more leverage you have against the flywheel. So if you end up with a puller that's what I'd call a cheapie, you'll see that this thread, and I'm trying to point and hold the iPhone here, but this thread right here is very coarse, meaning that no matter how hard you tighten this with a wrench, you're at a big disadvantage because those threads are so coarse you don't have good leverage. So years ago, I hogged out the inside of this thing and put this enormous bolt in there, and it's been working for a good 5 years since I put this together. And we'll take a look here how this goes. So basically, we explained how this washer goes. Fits nicely over the bolt, has a nice chamfer. We can see the space that it provides right here. That's enough to make sure we're tightening it into the crank, not the flywheel. And we'll just start it. And we made sure this is loose enough that we're not going to be hanging up on this outer lock tab arrangement that's welded onto here. So we can just start this lightly. And then we're free to pretty much bang it in. So now, as hard as I want to tighten that, I know I'm on the back of the crank in here. I'm not just simply tightening the flywheel back on. So now as hard as I push on here and pull on the flywheel, I know all that force is going to the task I want to have happen. I want this thing off. And the only other thing I would say is that, again, this is a metric bolt, head 30 millimeter, but the thread is the same 5/8/16. It's a special thread on both ends of the mini crankshafts. Alright, I'm going to stop here for a second and put this simple puller on, get it all lined up, and then we'll put the gun to it and see if it pops off.